See him a beast when you hear that sound like yeah, beat on the beat when you hear that sound like woo. Yeah, bitch and the champ only need one round like yeah, me, I'm a G-Ring, he in the sound like
Mike Owens here. Today I'm joined by the epidemic, Jordan Vucenic, with the Strange to Action, March 24th, Cage Warriors Unplugged. Jordan, always pleased to get your time, mate. How are things with you today?
Yeah, things are all good this end, mate. Things are all good this end, just training hard, as always.
Of course, mate. Look, you came off a very, very high-profile fight, probably the biggest fight in Cage Warriors history last year. How does it feel to be back in action, to get back booked and to obviously, get back to action?
Yeah, feels wicked. I've been itching to get back, and I haven't had an opponent for a long time throughout this camp, so it was nice to just have a name, But I've found this camp, it's been working more on my strengths rather than my opponent's strengths, and I've carried that all the way through. Minor adjustments. Now I know who the opponent is.
Obviously, Cage Warriors seem to have a little bit of an epidemic themselves with getting these fights match people a long time, in enough time to be able to prepare for the opponent. So there seems to be a common theme. How does that affect training camp? Do you just go full speed ahead and go, this is about what I can do well, not about what my opponent can?
Yeah, I'd say that definitely. I mean, with the Hughes fight, we thought he was going to come with a completely different game plan. So that sort of left a bad taste in my mouth for wanting to plan around what an opponent does. I've just got to focus on what I want to do in fights, not what they want to do. So, yeah, it didn't matter that I didn't have the name early on in this camp because, like I said, I was just working on myself, really.
May I ask what the game plan was for the Hughes fight?
Well, we thought he was going to shoot from quite early. He had some good success in the first fight on the ground. So my coaches were adamant, that he was going to shoot in quite early. So a lot of the camp was just defending takedowns, and moving. And my style was sort of more coming forward. I was moving I was light on the feet, moving around, ready to throw takedowns, which weren't coming. He was just looking to land big, heavy head kicks, and obviously that's what he landed. So fair play to him.
No, 100%. Look. I know you were very emotional after the fight. I don't want to open old wounds, but what are the emotions? After a couple of months to digest the loss, how do you feel about it?
Just think he's a great fighter, and it's simple as that. I honestly, hand on heart, believe that I would beat him the majority of the times we'd fight, but it was just his night on that night. And of course, I'm going to say that, any person that wants to be the best in the world thinks that they could beat anybody in the world. And I think it was just the perfect night for him, and all the best to him in his career. If we get to run it back, we get to run it back in the future. And if we never do get to run it back in the future, I hold no grudges. I wish him the best career he can have.
No, 100%. I think one thing I will say out of surprise is it felt like whoever won the fight was going to be immediately signed to the UFC. Now, Hughes doesn't seem to have had the call up yet. Is there any possibility we get the trilogy in Cage Warriors, or is that just
who knows? Who knows? I mean, I'm taking it one fight at a time, and yeah, that's how I'm doing it. I'm taking it one fight at a time, and if it's this fight and then Hughes, or if it's this fight another fight then Hughes, I'm just going to take it fight by fight, and whatever happens. But I'll be ready for anybody when it does happen.
When the poster was announced for this fight, George, obviously yourself and Charriere were both on the poster. And I think I saw that you comment online saying, I'm not fighting Charriere. But was there any offer of that rematch? Because that was obviously a tantalizing.
No, there wasn't. It wasn't. There wasn't one offer my way to fight Charriere, no. And a lot of people probably, I've seen a lot of the friends saying, yeah, he's ducking him. I was not mentioned his name once for this fight. So, yeah, take that how you want it.
100%. Well, tell me about your opponent.
If someone was desperate for a rematch, I'm sure if they asked, it would have been put my way.
No, 100%. And that's a main event right there, isn't it? We say much more about that one. Moving ahead to your next opponent, Tiziano Ferranti. What have you seen of him? What do you think he does well?
I've watched some of his bits. Like I said, focusing on more myself. So I had a little glimpse of him, and he looks like a nice, tidy finisher. Looks like he can get the job done if you let him. But like I've said, can he finish the job against somebody of my caliber, not the caliber he's been fighting? And like I said, taking it one fight at a time. Let's see this fight if he is this big finisher that everybody is making him out to be.
Look, I know I know we've had a couple of conversations, but I know the type of fighter that you are. I know you. There's a bit of spitefulness to you, isn't there, Joe? There's a little bit of nastiness, and I sometimes wonder, if are you going to take out maybe some of the frustration from the last fight on Paul Ferranti? Is that a fair assessment to make?
I mean, I'm always looking to sort of put my will on people and cause a bit of damage. We're just going to have to see on tonight. If the opportunity presents itself for me to get a nice horrible finish, then I'm going to be taking that horrible finish. But if it's going to come down to me doing a 3-round beatdown, I'm happy to do that as well.
No, of course. What's training camp been like structured? Have you changed anything from the last fight? Have you kept the same?
I've actually had to change up a lot from the last fight, and the most thing is defending the cuts. That's been a really big thing, a really big eye opener. Had to hold my hands a bit different. I can't relax in certain positions because all it takes is one shot on these cuts to split them open. So yeah, that's been a real big eye opener. And even like we were doing back stuff the other day of them punching the back, and there's no use of me, just doing the crossovers on the neck, because they're going to start lumping me with these little shots. They're going to split my eyes open. So, I've got to sort of almost be like this when I'm on my back now, covering the cuts. So yeah, that's been a big thing, working around the cuts. And a lot of people probably think mentally wise I'd be scared of the cut. I find it mentally wise that I'm paranoid with the wrestling, more so the striking. Because striking, I can see the punches coming, I can ride the shots a bit. It's when I am offensive wrestling, sometimes I sort of feel myself hesitate when I shoot in case I hit into hips, in case I hit into knees, elbows. So that's one of the things that I've sort of got overcome, and maybe it will come from overcoming it in this fight.
Have you had that medically examined? Is that something that will stay with you for the rest of the career, that scar tissue, or how long will it last?
I think so. I've been working with GW Aesthetics in Northampton, and they've been sort of giving me the laser treatment and the microblading and all that, really trying to bring the collagen to the skin and heal the cuts. But they're very, very bad cuts, as everybody could see, is the amount of blood come out. They're never going to be 100%. So all I can hope is that they get as good as they can. And look, if they split in fights, they split in fights. I just hope they don't split enough where the fight gets stopped. It's the training I don't want them to get split in, because 2 weeks out from a fight, a clash of heads, a split, that's the fight off. So that's my only concern with these cuts.
No, 100%. Touching on the Hughes fight, and obviously we've talked about it a little bit, but just looking back, what's the biggest lesson that you felt like you learned from that loss?
Just like I said, just not feeling like I should have done what I should have done. And that's no disrespect to my team or anything, but I just wish I did what I thought I should have done in the fight. But I've got full trust in my team, and I'm sure that just if I zigged when I should have zagged, almost sort of thing. Maybe next time I'll zig when I think I should zig and not zag. That's what I'm saying. Oh, here he comes now. Just doing a podcast.
Oh shit, sorry.
They'll love that. The viewers will love that. Look, there we go. There's Jordan's team. Well,
wait, there actually. Here we go. It's a fucking drop-in. The big man.
Modestas Bukowskis. Congratulations.
There you are. That's a fucking special for you.
Right, we better get back to it before I let you go, Jord. Last couple of questions from me. We always know that you're adding to your collection of tattoos, fight over fight. What else have we added since we last spoke?
I'm full body done near enough now. I think I've got my armpits left on my upper body, and I'm finished my upper body. So yeah, that's it. Armpits left, and then I'm finished. Finito.
No more on the face, no more lower body, or are we done then?
Well, I've got my new baby being born any day now, so I can't have one baby on my face, not have the other. I can't have it on the other side because then it's got 2 black eyes. I'm thinking the new baby's name when we announce it on the side of my head. And then, yeah, I'll see what the missus is saying, because she might moan at me if I want any more new face tattoos. Congratulations
on the second kid, by the way. I forgot to mention that.
Nah, thank you very much.
Before we finish, mate, last question. I know you're a busy man. I know you've just finished training. Look, this is comeback season, isn't it? This is 2023. I imagine is the year of the get back for you. So what are the goals for this calendar year? Where do you want to be come the end of the
I
year?
just want to be. I want to be very, very active, and this is very. This when I say it confuses a lot of people, but I don't actually want to fight for the Cage Warriors title again, because I feel like when I win the Cage Warriors World title, I always have to wait for the number one in line, and it keeps me inactive. So this year, all the top contenders just want to knock them down, one after another, almost sort of along the lines of how Paddy Pimblett done it. You know, just floating on these higher end guys and just smashing them, and then hopefully move on to the bigger stage. That's my goal now. I just want to be active, 4 or 5 fights a year, and just bat everybody out, and get back to proving that I'm one of the best in the world.
I love it. Look forward to seeing you in action next month, mate, when it all starts back up again. Thank you as always for the time. It's always a pleasure to catch up, and I wish you the best of luck.
No, thank you very much, mate. Pleasure chatting again.